Music and dance culture is part of life for the Gurung indigenous community of Nepal. There are more than 370 million native people around the world who are left out of decisions that affect their lives and also face extreme violation of their human rights. Many are caught up in conflicts and land disputes that threaten their way of life. Since the early 80s, campaigners sought recognition for the special rights of native people, resulting in 2007 in the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples.
El proyecto ha sido aprobado.
In Geneva, it was applauded by the Human Rights Council. It was the focus of the Indigenous and Minority Fellowship Program run by the United Nations Human Rights Office every year in Geneva. Kim Gali, a 32-year-old journalist from the Gurung community of Nepal, was one of this year's fellows.
It's the bitter experiences, and it is the denial to speak our languages also.
Mr. Gale says that the Gurung, like many other indigenous groups, have a long list of grievances, including being denied the right to speak their native language. The Gurung, who traditionally work as honey-gatherers, account for 2.8% of Nepal's population of 25 million people. But they feel left out of the country's economic, political and cultural life. The adoption by the United Nations General Assembly in September 2007 of the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples was a landmark moment in the history of the rights of indigenous people.
It's a kind of success for them, a big success for them. They've spent more than 20 years coming to the United Nations, talking about their issues, talking about their human rights, and this has been rewarded in a way by the General Assembly adopting the declaration in September 2007. It's important because it identifies for the international community all of the rights that indigenous peoples need recognized.
With the support of governments, the declaration will help indigenous people to preserve their ancestral territories, ethnic identities and cultural patterns. While it is a non-binding document, the declaration will have an impact when it becomes known and understood by indigenous people, governments, civil society and other groups. It is through engagement among these groups that the full benefits of the hard-won native rights will be realized.
It's not something that is expected to have an immediate change. It's a document which needs to be worked and promoted. The office, of course, is very active in promoting knowledge about the declaration, disseminating it widely, having it translated into all of the official languages.
It takes time, but it will support us.
Indigenous groups know that change will not happen overnight, but it's on its way.